Medical cannabis industry in India. Laws, manufacturing, extraction. India as the largest potential global supplier. CEO and founder of World of Hemp Global PVT Ltd. From India, Anav Jain.
Hello everyone, my name is Anav Jain. I'm the founder director of World of Hemp Global Private Limited. I'm based out of India, and our company happens to be a startup which is recognized and certified by the government of India, and we happen to be the largest licensed medical cannabis manufacturer. World of Hemp Global Private Limited happens to be a subsidiary of a parent company where we use hydroponics as a technology to grow a lot of high value medicinal plants, including medical cannabis. And additionally, through our subsidiary unit, which is World of Hemp, we are manufacturing approximately 200 plus formulations, which are licensed and registered under our manufacturing license. And we again happen to be the only licensed exporter as well. Since everybody is aware of medical cannabis and globally it's a very booming industry, and it happens to be called as a modern medicine, where it's different from our traditional allopathic medicines or international system of medicines. But I'm sure a lot of people are already aware that hemp or cannabis as a plant is originated from India. It's an Indian origin plant which was there in India for thousands of years back, and now it's spreading all over the world. Every developing country is recognizing the benefits out of the plant, and where they're calling it as a magical crop as well. But when we talk about our Indian history of this medical cannabis, we have approximately more than 600 indigenous variety of the strains, which are not available in the global markets. Additionally, whatever biomass or the produce that we see in the global market is primarily the ones which is being commercially grown. But surprisingly, in India, the raw material or the biomass that we have is directly from the nature. It's 100% organic, it's 100% pure. It is out right there from the nature, and such biomass is something which can't be replicated again, right? So that is a very huge advantage as a company, or being part of the Indian dynamics we have over rest of the world, I would say. So I'll give you a rough go through of my company. Then we'll talk about the concerned topics which has been allocated to me. So this is a basic executive summary that I just discussed. That my company happens to be 2 years old, and in India today, approximately 5 licenses have been given, and approximately out of 5 licenses, we have been able to achieve 3 licenses, and which makes us the largest manufacturer so far. And when we talk about the regulations in India is they were strict, but now when you look at the federal and the state level in India, the government is becoming proactive, and they're realizing the overall benefit of the magical crop cannabis or industrial hemp, and they are giving more opportunities, and they have allowed us to export as well. And currently we have been able to export to 15 countries, where whatever pharmaceutical companies who have seen our products or who have taken our extracts are able to justify our quality and compare it with the global market, and they are actually able to see a huge scope of difference, right? So overall business introduction, when we talk about the technology, we are primarily using your CO2 extraction technology, and now we are coming up with the liquid nitrogen technology as well. So these technologies are not actually available in India per se, but we have been able to source it from the international market and bring these technologies in our domestic market, and make the best and the finest product from the biomass or the raw material that we are getting. And it's a very interesting fact. Overall, all over the world, when we talk about medicines, they only have one system of medicines. But in India, I'm sure a lot of you are already aware that in India we have Ayurveda, or people can associate Ayurveda with yoga, right? So Ayurveda is Indian system of medicines. It's a traditional system of medicines which has been there for thousands of years. And in that particular traditional system of medicines, approximately we've been there for more than 3 4 thousand years, and there are approximately 200 plus formulations under this Ayurveda classical system of medicines, where they have actually using hemp or cannabis to make these medicines, phytopharmaceutical medicines, I would say. So right now in our Indian system of medicines, we already have approximately 200 plus products, formulations which are being approved and which have been used for thousands of years. And after seeing the global trend in the cannabis space, medical cannabis space, the government in India are more than happy and more than willing to have a lot of companies who can work in this particular space and bring out as many as best formulations possible to benefit the overall society. So in our Ayurveda, as I said, there are approximately 200 plus approved formulations, and all of these formulations is something we have already got. These formulations comprises of your tablets, capsules, tinctures, soft gels, your hard gels, your liquids, your topicals. So all these are the different categories of products where the formulations are already there. So this is the basic goal of our company, what we aim to do with the phytopharmaceutical products, where we are also willing to use other high-value medicinal plants in combination with compounds of cannabis like CBD, CBG, CBN, THC, THC-free, Dabronol, like these other compounds. Also, we are blending with high-value medicinal plants like algae, astaxanthin, spirulina, who have the best antioxidant properties. So this is the basic objective of the business. And as I said, we have 3 facilities in 3 different states where our parent company is called World of Organics, where we are using hydroponics to grow high-value medicinal plants and other leafy plants. And we are extracting all your essential oils, flavors, fragrances out of it. And we are using our own manufactured products for our own formulations and act as a contract manufacturer also for multiple brands in the global market. So everything happens to be in-house in our entire line of business objectives. Hello. So these are the categories of products, as I said earlier, like extracts, tinctures, capsules, soft gels, and tablets. These are the products which have been already approved in the Indian drug controllers. All sorts of wellness products have been already approved, and we already have these formulations ready. Then we have a couple of edibles also, where we have experimented with honey, tea, coffees, chocolates, kombuchas. Then overall output of what we expect from our company, because we aim to make India as a global supplier of medical cannabis, seeing the raw material varieties and scope that we already have in our domain. Then this is a basic thing of our overall market opportunities which are possible from our Indian landscape to the global markets. And looking at Thailand being part of the Asia and bringing and supporting medical cannabis is a huge support to India, because for the Indian policies, we are definitely looking at Thailand, and we are definitely updating ourselves on regular basis to get as much as information as possible to modify, amend our own policies as well. These are the targeted markets where already established medical cannabis is there, where all these prescription license-based business are already happening. And quite a few of them we have already started exploring as a potential supplier. Right. So this is a basic thing. So now I would come back to my main topics, which are primarily the manufacturing, manufacturing regulations and extraction in India. So let's talk about the regulations primarily in India. This particular license or permit to do anything in medical cannabis happens to be under the state regulation. It is not under the federal regulations per se. Federal regulations come under when you are exporting or importing anything from India or to India, right? And for the states, it is completely upon the states. We have approximately 28 states in the country now, and each state has their own regulations in terms of giving the medical cannabis or industrial hemp cultivation permits. They can zero down on the land, how much they want to give the permit for, because the government has to monitor it. Secondly, it is up to the state government, state drug controllers, for them to issue the manufacturing licenses and sale licenses. Then additionally, it is very interesting to know, as it's not there anywhere in the world. In India, we primarily get our material from the government. So the government source the raw material from us from various places, from various villages or from various cities, towns, I would say. And they source the raw material for us, and they give the raw material to us, so that whenever we're procuring any sort of raw material for that particular batch, there is some sort of consistency, which is a very different way of doing this business comparatively as per the global standards. And when we talk about the federal laws are primarily for the exports. The Director General of Foreign Trade issues you the export-import permit. Then we have our for the manufacturing bit in India right now. Seeing that it's a very nascent industry, overall, I would say, apart from the 5 licenses which have been issued, approximately 3 of them are actually manufacturing some sort of products in the Indian market. And right now, we have, let's say, 12 to 13 brands, direct B2C brands in India, where you can see the products for available for the people to buy. And all these brands are doing extremely well in terms of providing the best modern solutions to the patients, where we have been able to identify as a company 60 diseases where our medicines are working perfectly fine. We have done the clinical trials, we have done the animal trials, we have done the toxicity trials. All these tests have been already completed by us, and it is very interesting to know the overall results. We have been very actively been working in the cancer domain, and we have actually helped a lot of people shrink their tumors. We have helped a lot of people who were at stage 4 of the cancers, where our medicines have been working perfectly fine. And the medicines that I'm overall talking about here happens to be your tinctures, where we have different ratios of THC and CBD. And I would like to highlight one more point over here. There is no limitation of THC in India. Like in many countries globally, there is a limitation of, let's say, 0.2%, 0.3%, or 1% THC levels. In India, we don't have anything of that sort. So that gives us an additional advantage in terms of playing with the formulations, having the right formulation for the right disease, where if you want to have different ratios of THC, CBD, we can do it without any problem. It's just that we have to support them with the trials and the um, backing of the formulations that we are making. So that is an add-on advantage that we have. And additionally, the formulations which we are currently more focusing on is the different ratios of tinctures. We have standardized our tinctures in terms of having them in 30 ml size, and then we play around with the different strengths ranging from 500 mg to 5000 mg, and then your different ratios of THC and CBD. So far from 1:1 ratio, we have been able to achieve up to 1:6 ratio and 0% THC as well. And our pricing happens to be very competitive when we compare with the international market, right? So the extractions, when we talk about the traditional method of extraction which has been used in India for long, is primarily the aqueous extract. But now, since we are looking at the global trends and we are learning a lot from the global trends, we have started adopting ethanol extractions, CO2 extractions, and now ours going to be the one of the first plant which will look into the liquid nitrogen as well, right? So these are the extractions. These are the basic summary of the regulations in India. And overall, there's a huge scope for Indian material to be supplied in the global market, because any company who is actually producing and manufacturing any cannabis-based products, once they compare our Indian product through our Indian biomass with their own local products, they can actually see the difference in the compounds which are there, or the potency levels which are there, or the flavonoids, or the terpenes, or the acids in the entire material. So that is where India is a very untapped place right now. But once people are able to understand what India can offer, I'm sure it's going to be a very big game changer, because right now it's all over the Western market. People just primarily talk about the US side of story or the Canadian side of story. And now those companies are doing their global expansion and reaching all over the places. And a lot of companies have come to India also just to explore, and they have been very satisfied with the quality that they are able to get. So like this, India once explored, it could be a huge market, followed by Thailand, obviously, because Asia is the first place or first continent where these plants can actually be grown. And one more point I would like to add regarding the cultivation, since a lot of countries, because of the weather and the climate concerns, they can probably have just one cycle. But when we look at the Indian geography and Indian climatic situation, minimum to minimum, we can have 2 cycles anywhere in the entire country. Out of the 28 states that we have, we can definitely have 2 cycles. And a lot of European countries can't have more than one cycle. Even for the matter, US and Canada can't have more than one cycle per annum. But in India, we can have minimum to minimum 2 cycles of cultivation as well. Cultivation is has also opened up in India. And when we talk about the regulation bit, there are approximately 7 states which have given permits for the cultivation. And in India, cultivation per se is a slow process because we are trying to learn more about the agronomics of entire cultivation of medical hemp, or the good varieties of medical hemp, because right now what we have been able to use is the Indian strains, Indian indigenous strains. So this is more or less most of the gist that is there for our side to deliver through your platform to the global market, where definitely anybody can come and tap into the Indian dynamics now, because there are more liberalization which is happening in terms of the laws, and there's a huge variety and scope of products that is being offered now. So this would be a sincere request, like any company who's willing to get into India and not clear about the laws or the regulations, or are not able to find the right partners, then probably they can, through your platform, through CISW, and they can definitely touch base us. We can help you out as much as possible. That is a basic summary from our side. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Can you please tell us a little bit more? We've got a couple of minutes, Anav, for you to expand upon your where you would like to see India in regards to the proliferation of cannabis products and medications in Asia, especially considering United States, China, and then India are the world leading. Go ahead.
Yeah, so now when we talk about the global dynamics, primarily the overall difference that we can leverage over the other countries that you're talking about right now is in terms of the quality of the material that we have. Because everywhere, as I mentioned earlier, commercial cultivations are happening because they are trying to grow specific strains, specific varieties, controlling the CBD-THC ratios, where once they have to do any sort of remediation or increment of any compound, they lose other natural compounds which are available in the entire produce. So in our case, we don't have to do that because we don't have any limitations for THC regulations or CBD regulations or any other compound regulations. So that is why we are able to secure all the natural compounds available in the entire produce or the extract, and then we are able to make the formulations, right? So that is the add-on advantage that we have when we compare with the current global market, I would say. And our produce has been actually been able to help a lot of diseases where a lot of patients, Indian patients for that matter, they imported CBD products or any other cannabis products from international market, and they were not able to see good amount of benefit in their body. So when they came us with all the complaints that they had, then we were able to provide them with the solutions. So it came out to be a better solution overall.
Great. Yeah. So I want to touch on that competitive advantage that India has that you just mentioned about those, I wouldn't say easier regulations, but maybe more liberal or flexibility in regards to what you guys can produce domestically. How do you see that allowing you to develop higher quality products and strains that are going to make India a leader in the developing industry?
So when we talk about the liberalization or the easiness of doing the business, now the government has become proactive in terms of seeing what's happening in the international market. And since last year, when Thailand has been publicizing a lot about medical cannabis, Indian, because them happen to be part of the Asia, so Indian government has been more receptive in understanding how they can make policies in a manner which can benefit the Indian as well as the international market. So that is how they were able to give us certain permits, which nobody has been able to achieve so far, seeing our capacity and capabilities. And since it's a very sensitive product overall in a global market, you have to be very cautious and very responsible while dealing with such products. Like you are not misusing it. So it is complete government's discretion in terms of seeing your performance and your overall objectives. Once your objectives and performance is clear, then the government is more than happy to give you as much support as possible, which we are able to achieve. So that is how we happen to be the only licensed exporter as well. So government is happy. Government is inviting a lot of companies. A lot of companies from Canada, US, and 5-6 companies from Europe have already come to us. They have visited India as well, and they are exploring good amount of opportunities from India.
Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing more about this foreign direct investment in the India infrastructure for cannabis production. We look forward to hearing from you later tonight in our panel discussion. Anav, thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.